Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Jackie and let's get started. For DIY number one, I'm taking one of these lemon themed placemats from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to snip it up until I get all my little lemons out of it. And here I have a wood little truck from fall. I still had this on hand in my stash, so I'm going to remove the pumpkins, and I'm just taking a straight razor or utility knife and score it a good 3 or 4 times until it just snaps right off. And then I'll go over and finish it up, remove it, I'll save the pumpkins for later for another project for the fall. And now I'm going to go in with some black apple barrel paint, and I'm going to paint the fenders and the tires is all with this black paint. So just like this. Let's paint real quick. And now I'm going to take some of this brushed silver paint from Folk Art, and I'm going to just paint the inside of the wheels, the hubcaps, or whatever you want to call it. Whatever they used back then. I guess just a rim. It would be the rim, yeah. So I paint the rims silver. And now I'm going to go in with some Waverly chalk paint in the color Truffle. And I'm going to paint the wagon portion of the truck with this paint. Just like this. And now I'm taking this buffalo check paper. It's not a purchased paper. I literally just printed it off the internet. That's all I did with my printer. So then I went ahead and glued it to the truck, and now I'm just taking my little finger utility knife to go around the perimeter and remove the major excess of the paper. And then later on I'll go over with my sandpaper to remove the rest. So here I'm just removing the excess. Just trying to go gently till I get it all removed like this. And now with the same little knife, I'll go ahead and cut out the windows. There's a larger window and a smaller window, and then the doorway, and then the little handle. So I'll go ahead and pop them all out. And I don't show it, but I did go over the whole thing with some Mod Podge. So here I am, removing the excess with my sandpaper. This will help give it a really nice finished edge all the way around. So I'll just keep sanding until it's all off. So it looks like this. Now I'm turning it over, and I'm going to use 4 tumbling tower blocks, and I'm going to glue 2 in a row on the back side where the wagon would be, or the bed of the truck, and place 2 more right on top of the first 2. So I'm trying to create like a bed for the back side. So now here I'm trying to figure out if the lemons are going to show, and they are, so we're good to go. So now I'm taking some of these few pieces of boxwood that I purchased from Walmart, and I'm just going to glue a couple of these sprigs on the sides of the bed of the truck. And now I'm going to begin to place the lemons. So I'm using just a box of baking soda to help prop it up so you guys can see. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue on the back and on the front, and I'm just going to place it until I get it all in place. So now I'm going to go in with this Cricut file that I created, and I'll include this in my description box, the links and everything to all the Cricut files that will be used today. And I'm just adding this. It just says fresh lemons. I was going to put 50 cents or something, but I forgot. I just forgot. But look how cute. What do you guys think? Today's video will be in collaboration with two wonderful friends and very talented ladies. And it's with Elizabeth from Southern Gmore Gals and Sarah over at Jujubee DIY. And so when you're done viewing my video, please head on over to my description box below and check out their links and see what they created for this All About the Lemons collaboration. Alright, so let's get on. DIY number 2. We'll need 2 of these frames from the Dollar Tree, and these were available around Mother's Day time. And I think they were pretty cute as they are, but I picked up extra. And so the yellow part of it just was screaming to me, yes, lemon collaboration. So I'm taking my little metal scraper to remove the backing because it's actually held in by pins, these little metal pins. So most of them came up, but there's a couple that were left, so I'm just taking my pliers to remove them. So yeah, you just never know how they put these things together sometimes. So the same metal scraper, I'm using it to scrape off all the wording, and it just comes off really easy. I've seen where people are asking, do they use acetone or do they use alcohol? But no, just scrape it off. Just scrape it off. Okay, so this paper here is another paper that I happen to just print off my computer. So I just chose a free lemon background and I literally just printed it out. So simple. No need to pay for the good stuff at the store, just print it out. So here I'm cutting away the excess that I'm not going to need, and I'm just using my finger utility knife to do it, and it just cuts it really easy. And so I'm going to save the rest for later, and I'm going to use some dishwasher Mod Podge to adhere it. But first I'm taking some of the extra lemons that are on that paper, and I'm going to do a little bit of a fussy cut to cut them out. So here I'm using the Mod Podge to adhere that one piece of paper that I cut out. And so I'm just going to add the Mod Podge, and I'm just going to simply place the piece of paper on top. I'm not going to worry about the underneath. My paper is pretty thick. You won't see anything through. So here are my little lemons. On this particular piece of this backing, it has like a shiplap look on it, so I'm going to leave that as is. I'm just going to cover up the little flower that's there on the top left. So I'm going to add 2 of the round slices, lemon slices. I'm just going to add them with some Mod Podge, and I'm just going to layer them together, and then I'm going to add the lemon, the whole lemon, on top of the 2 slices, more on the right side, like this. So that'll help cover up that flower that's there. Okay, so now with my frames ready to go, they're all nice and clean, and I used alcohol to actually remove any excess debris that's on there, get them nice and clean. I created these 2 files, these cut files from Cricut Design Space, and I'll include those links as well. And I'm just going to simply put these on the frames, on the glass. And this one says easy peasy lemon squeezy, and the second one says where troubles melt like lemon drops. I love that Over the Rainbow song, so pretty. So here I'm just showing you guys how I like to remove the backing on these decals, these vinyls. So I just take my time and kind of push down and pull up, push down the vinyl and pull up the paper. And actually there's, on both these vinyls, I had 2 lemons on there, and I was going to cut them with some yellow vinyl, but I ran out. I only had like beige, and I thought that would look a little bit funny. So I do end up taking those 2 black lemons out. Wasn't really caring for those 2 black lemons. I leave the one that's taking place of the O on the word lemon on the right side. I do leave that one in place. But the other 2, the 2 black whole lemons, the one on the easy peasy lemon squeezy, and then this other one, I do end up taking those out. And you'll see that at the end, the final reveal. Okay, so now I'm liking the way it's looking. And so now I'm taking some of these boxwood from Walmart and trimming them up a little bit. And on these, I ended up adding a couple of little sprigs on each of the frames, but in the end, I ended up thinning them out a little bit more because it was just too much. They're just a little bit too bushy. So here's where I add these two. And they look cute like this, but once I place them in the frame, they look like they're just a little bit too much. And so again, you'll see in the final reveal where I end up trimming them out. And I think they'll look much better when I trim them out. And the same with this one. This one, I'll add a couple sprigs. Oh, here I'm just taking some sandpaper to sand off any excess paper on the sides, because this one I added paper all the way around on top of this backing. So I'm just trimming it up so it's nice and finished. And so here I'm adding the sprigs and I add them to the top. And again, they look good like this, but once I place them in the frames, yeah, not so much. They look a little bit too busy. And yeah, I trimmed them up quite a bit and then they look much better. So see here? Yeah, you can even see where it says easy peasy. So yeah, I ended up fixing that. And then the same with this one. Once I place the frame on there, it's hard to see the bottom. And here's the final look. What do you guys think? For DIY number 3, I'm taking one of these candle holders from the Dollar Tree. And these are one of my favorite candle holders. They're so versatile. You can do so much with these. And also I'm recycling one of these lids from a spring mix that we purchased at, I think it was either Aldi's or Walmart. And I'm trying to kind of guesstimate a circle that will fit inside of the round part of this candle holder. And so I end up cutting 2 rounds. They're not perfect, but they are a pretty good estimate of size. And so here's the second one. This second one is a little bit smaller, but again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just trying to fill in that gap that's there. There's like a little gap inside of there. So I'm adding some glue and I'm adding these 2 pieces. And I want it to be flush with the whole top of it, the surface, because I'm adding one of these cute little dispensers from the Dollar Tree. These are so cute. These are brand new this year. And so all I'm going to do is add some hot glue and glue it on top. And just like this, I have a little dispenser on a cute little candle holder. It kind of looks like a little pedestal, like a little stand. So now I'm taking some of this really cute lemon ribbon from the Dollar Tree. You know, this has been out for a little while and I've been waiting to use this ribbon for this particular project and some others actually. So I'm just going to go around the perimeter or diameter of this round, this lid, and I'm just going to add a couple dabs of hot glue. And so I'll pull tight so that way it's not loose, that way it's nice and tight. I don't want to glue the whole ribbon. I just want to glue a little dab here and a little dab there. And for that to work, it's got to be tight. So now that's on. Now that that's on there, nice and tight and nice and adhered and nice and secure. Now I'm going to create a bow, but this particular ribbon is just one-sided. And you know how you fix a one-sided ribbon? You glue 2 one-sided ribbons together. So yeah, just add a long bead of glue down the side, down the back side, and just sandwich them together like this. And now you have a long 2-sided ribbon. So with this ribbon, and it's pretty flexible, I'm just going to create a cute little like shoelace bow, a real cute little easy bow, and just fix it up and I'm going to just trim off the tails. I wanted to do the dovetail, but with the fact that I glued the ribbons together, I didn't think that would work too well. So I just kind of trimmed them up to the diagonal. And now I'm taking my cute little bow, and I'm just going to hot glue it where the little seam was, where I added the two pieces of ribbon together. And it's super cute. Look at this. So cute. And now I'm taking my whole little setup, putting it together, and I'm going to add another little piece of ribbon to the middle part of what was the candle holder, and now it's just the pedestal to my drink dispenser. The thing kept rolling on me. I had to put something in the way. Okay, so now I'm just going to hot glue a couple little beads, trim off the excess, and I decided to add a little bit of greenery to the base of this, what once was a candle holder and now it's a pedestal. And so I just add a little piece of greenery there. And I have these tiny little lemons that I purchased off Amazon, and I'll include that link in my description box below. But they are so cute. And so now I decided to add a little bit more greenery, and I add it to where the other piece of ribbon is at, and I just add a couple dabs and join the two leaves together. And this greenery came from the wildflowers from the Dollar Tree, the greenery portion. Okay, so I'm liking it, but now it's looking like it still needs something. So I created this file also, this cut file, and it says have a zest for life. And all today's cut files will be included in my description box below in one file. They'll all be there. And also, I didn't show it, but I added some sliced lemons to the walls of this dispenser. So what do you guys think? For DIY number 4, I'm taking one of these hello words made out of the wood, the MDF wood from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to simply add a long piece of the painter's tape to almost the center, not quite, maybe like a third way down. And I'm just going to go in with some of the bright yellow apple barrel paint. And so if you haven't watched my video, I am now a plaid ambassador, and I received one of these. I received these brushes and the paints I've been using today as a gift from Plaid. So I'm so excited to try these out on this particular video. So yes, I'm going to paint this whole portion with this bright yellow, and once it's dry, I'll remove the painter's tape. That satisfying moment when you have clean lines. Hello, yellow. Oh, I love that. That's so cute. And now I'm going to set that aside because I'm going to begin with DIY number 5. And on this one, I'm taking 2 of these terracotta pots from the Dollar Tree. And I'm not going to paint them or anything. I'm just going to simply embellish them with this scarf from the Dollar Tree. And I love this scarf. This just screams lime and lemon to me. So I'm just taking it and folding it in half and simply just cutting it. I'm just going to cut this in half to create 2 pieces. And then all I'm going to do is wrap around each pot and just tie a nice big fluffy knot. And that's it as far as the pot itself. So I'll do that to both pots and remove this little tag. Definitely don't want the tag. And now with both pots ready, I'm taking one of these styrofoam balls from the Dollar Tree, and I'm taking my metal scraper and simply cutting it in half. And I'll place some hot glue on each pot and place one half ball in one and one half ball in the other. And now all I do is embellish with some of these lemon picks from Walmart and this one from the Dollar Tree, and that's it. What do you guys think? For DIY number 6, I'm taking one of these wood pieces from my thrift store, my local thrift store, and I believe I paid $1 for it. Not really sure if it was from a shelf or what, but that's okay. I'm about to utilize this for a decor piece. So I'm just going to sand it up a little bit so I can paint it, and I'm going to go in with some Waverly antique wax, and I'm just going to brush it on with my plaid brushes. Oh, and by the way, Waverly is also plaid. And now I'm going to go in with a baby wipe to kind of help spread everything a little bit more evenly and remove the excess. And once I get it the way I want it, to the tone that I'd like, then I'm going to go in with this paper cutout. And this paper cutout pack has all kinds of fruit cutouts, and they're pretty large, pretty substantial. So I picked up the lemon wedge, and I'm going to go in with my dishwasher Mod Podge that's also from plaid. Yes, it is. And I'm just going to simply add the Mod Podge to it and adhere it to my wood piece. And I'll go over it with Mod Podge on the top as well. And once it's dry, I'll add a nice dab of glue to the center, and I'll add these 2 pieces of boxwood from Walmart and a little tiny mini rose from the Dollar Tree just to embellish it. And just to give it a little bit more cuteness, I'm also adding this sweet decal from Cricut. And that's it. What do you guys think? And I'd like to take a moment to thank Elizabeth from Southern Gmore Gals and Sarah over at Jujubee DIY for collabing with me on this All About the Lemons collaboration. And please, when you're done watching this video, head on over to my description box and head on over and watch their videos as well. I'm actually very excited to see what they created. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. And until my next video, stay healthy, safe, and strong, and have a great day. Bye-bye.